Yeah. Everybody's going to see how we really live.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Ah! Babe, real quick, let me turn this off real quick. Babe, that was kind of hard. Okay?
Sorry.
Just want you to know that. Okay. Look at you jumping, thinking I was trying to hit you back. Okay, ready?
No, fix the pillow.
Tell the people why we're doing this video.
I actually don't know why we're doing this video.
Huh?
I don't know why we're doing this video.
Okay. So, well, I had this thing that I wanted to talk about the whole how you get on my nerves thing. Remember, like, it's just like how much you just, So then I felt like...
That's not what you told me we were doing.
Yeah, so like, talk about how much you get on my nerves.
Turn it off.
No. So, okay, so we were talking about that, but then the story doesn't make sense unless we actually talk about, like, where we're at in life.
Trying to get comfortable.
So, I guess first we have to let everyone know that we got engaged in December, and then we got married January what? I'm kidding. January 6th. I know. January 6th. And so it's 3 days before today, right? Like month-wise.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like a month from today, 3 days from now. But it's but it's Monday, so we did it on Monday. So it's low-key like our 1 month anniversary, sort of, right? Technically. And almost a month after getting married, we got into an argument. And
sure the next
oh no, it was
48 hours.
Oh, we've gotten into multiple. What is Stephen Chandler calls it? Intense fellowship. Yes. So we've been in some intense fellowships since we've gotten married. And can I explain the last one? So we're going back and forth. Something happened. And I was so annoyed. What were we talking about?
What did happen?
Exactly. Something stupid on your end.
Yeah, okay.
So you were getting on my nerves. Oh my gosh, you're cutting me off. What else were you doing wrong? What else did you do? She's just like, oh my gosh. So I was really annoyed. And so what I did was I went into my closet. That sounds crazy, right? And I was just like, I need to get away from this crazy lady.
Okay, you're doing a lot of deification right now.
What do you mean deification?
Crazy what you're doing wrong. Like,
yeah.
You gonna lift me up at some point in the story?
No, that's not the point of this video.
Well, why are we doing this video?
Because it'll happen. Just let it be. Let it go. No, so obviously the reason, do I need to go back to why we got married? Why we got married?
I'm so confused.
Well, the reason we got married was because this is an incredible woman.
You feel think we're high?
We're not high.
I
don't. Do you do drugs?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
I don't do drugs. I don't drink. You drink a little bit of wine, barely, yeah. Right? But are you on wine today?
Am I on wine? I'm on one. I'm not on wine.
Oh, you're on wine?
Is that what they say? On wine?
Oh, they say like, I'm on one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, no drugs, no drink, nothing like that. No. In all seriousness, if you guys saw, if you follow us on Instagram, you may have seen the engagement that took place on, that's what it's called, right? An engagement that took place on, it was on December 21st. And we've had like a really interesting relationship the last few years, trying to figure each other out and figure out ourselves. Why are you making that face? And eventually I came to finally an awareness of how important this woman is for me in my life. And I was actually talking to somebody today, and I told him as young man, and I told him, I said, you know, what you realize is the thing that may annoy you the most about, you know, your spouse or your lady is the very thing that you need to grow as a human being, because the reason it's annoying you is because you're not prepared for it.
Hallelujah.
So let's talk about this intense fellowship that we had a couple days ago.
I
So
don't remember what it was about.
I don't remember what it's about, but I remember how I felt. And I was so annoyed. I was like, oh, I just want to freaking tear off a door. So I go in the closet. I'm just like, I just got to get away from her.
The closet is also our war room, by the way.
Yes, yeah. And I think old me, I feel like I would have gotten a car and just like, I'm out of here. Like, I need to go drive somewhere and just like get away. But like, no, we have a safe space where we can like go to, where we can either go at the beginning of the day to just pray, cover the day, and just set the tone for the day. And then also, it's somewhere I can retreat when I feel like, So, anyways, I was like, I'm out of here. And I go in, boom, and I sit down and I start playing some music, right? And I start playing some music just to settle myself. And all I hear, I'm telling you, it sounded like a war was happening. I'm sitting there, listen, I'm sitting in the what's it, the closet? Yeah, the closet. And I'm sitting there, I'm trying to play music. I had my iPad. My iPad's louder than my phone. And so I turn the iPad up, and I'm like just trying to play, praise and worship music, and then play some meditation music and all this different stuff. I'm just like playing, and all I hear is boom, boom. I hear boom, boom, boom. I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, I know she. You know what? I got so mad for a second because I thought I didn't know what, you could tell your side. I don't know what's happening. I just hear a couple things. And I'm like, is she slamming doors? And then, of course, in my mind, it's like, it's freaking childish. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I want to push open my closet door and be like, you want to keep slamming stuff? That's what all of this stuff I'm processing. Like, you want to keep slamming stuff around? So I'm just like, nah, forget it. Ignore her. She can keep slamming. She can slam until she falls asleep. She can slam all night if she wants to. I'm going to act like I don't hear it. And I'm sitting there. I was like, okay. And I'm just praying. And
wait, there was not a single door slammed, by the way.
What was happening?
I was just putting things down aggressively.
Like what?
Like dishes, plates, seasoning.
Did you break anything?
No.
It was, you mean like you take the plate like, I'll show you, like that?
Annoying. I don't remember everything that I grabbed. I just started cleaning. And when I put it away, I just kind of chucked it. Because I was just pissed. Like, get out of here, clean. This is dirty.
Hey, I'm sitting here and I'm hearing this. I'm like, we don't got that many doors. That's what I'm thinking of. Like, we don't have that many closets or doors for her to be. She must have opened one twice. Like, open the fridge, close it, open the fridge. Anyways, so that was interesting. But I think what came out of it is really important to share. So I was in there and I'm like in the room and I'm just like, okay. And at first I'm like, oh, why is she so annoying? Oh, get my nerves. Oh. I'm like, okay. And then one of the things that I've been challenged, I've felt convicted and challenged of lately is if something's frustrating me, like asking, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do? Like, show me I must have done something, or what did I do to either cause this or allow this to happen? Shout out to Dr. Emerson Eggerichs. The book Love and Respect. Because there was a time where we were together and then not together, dating. Yeah, is that yeah, dating, not dating, together, not together, together, not together. And then
that's annoying.
That was back, forth, back. Oh, it's the
annoying.
It was woo.
Annoying.
Oh, is that how I'm saying it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, annoying. That makes sense. And at this moment, we're not together. Mm-hmm. And we go to literally a business conference. But we're not together because we actually met each other in business, right? So we don't have to get too far. So yeah, we run a business together. I had actually got introduced to her, and then we ended up doing the business together first, and then relationships started to bud from that. Would you say? I guess. And then that's a whole nother story because it's like, oh, you're not supposed to like that person. And it's just like this back and forth. So anyways. We're together on, off, trying to figure it out. What do we do? And then we go to, where was it? San Antonio.
Yeah.
We go to a business conference in San Antonio, and Dr. Emerson Eggerichs came and spoke. And if you're not familiar with Love and Respect, the book, it talks about this thing called crazy cycles and how what the woman needs love and the man needs respect. So if the woman feels like she's not being loved, then she disrespects the man. And if the man feels he's being disrespected, then he doesn't show love or love the woman. And then it just creates this cycle and things get out of control. Yeah. And so that was when Emerson came and he was talking about like how annoying the wife can be and the spouse.
He said that?
No. He shows this video and the guy's like, you know, my wife, she never makes decisions and da-da-da-da-da, all different stuff. And I'm like, I'm watching it, I'm like, sounds about right. And then he goes, men, what you don't realize is the reason why that's happening is because she actually admires you as a decision maker. And so the reason why she's not making a decision is not because she's not a leader, but it's because she values your perspective. Yeah. And then so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm the worst person in the world. And I was like, I was like, oh, I messed everything up. But I couldn't tell her because we had broken up and I vowed that we wouldn't talk or nothing. I was like, don't talk to her. So I had to reach out to my mentor and say, I think I messed up. But I can't tell you I messed up. So that was the whole thing. But anyways, why did I bring that up?
Emerson.
Why did I bring Emerson up?
Love and respect.
Why did I bring love and respect up?
Well, you were talking about the closet.
The closet. Oh, come into the terms of like, what did I do?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, because, there we go. Because Dr. Emerson talks about when you're in a crazy cycle, basically what I got from it was if your woman, men, here we go. This is a good one, right? Men, if your woman seems maybe, I won't even use the word chaotic. Would you say chaotic? That sounds kind of crazy.
I would not say chaotic.
I know, if your woman seems chaotic. but some men may know what I'm talking about. Like, you know, they say like women are crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a thing. Would you agree?
Finish your story.
So you know how we say like women are crazy. They be tripping, man. Like women are, you know, and like controlling and chaotic and all this different stuff, whatever. That's something that men, you know. Anyways, if that's the case, it could be that she's crazy. Or it could be that you have cultivated a chaotic environment.
It's that one.
You see what I'm saying?
It's that one.
Yeah. So because what you realize is like, you know, you think about like Adam was given the garden, whatever. But if the garden has weeds and all different stuff, it's very hard for Eve to flourish in it, right? It's like, what did Adam not do to let the snake come in, you know?
Nothing.
Yeah. You just that's what I'm saying. Like if the garden has snakes in it, someone wasn't killing the snakes, right? Whatever. But it's like, men, your job is to create a safe space and cultivate a safe space for your woman to thrive and flourish and to be able to have water there and take care. So if she's not flourishing and now you're looking at her like, why aren't you flourishing? You're annoying, da-da-da. That's what I realized from Emerson. Was like, wait, I got to check myself. Something I'm doing is cultivating this space. And so when I was in that room and I'm sitting there and I'm like, get on my freaking nerves.
We get it.
Oh, sorry. I started thinking, okay, I must have done something to cause this. What did I do? I must have created an environment for this craziness to be happening right now. What's happening? And I think that's when I got my notebook out. Remember, you talking about journaling. Now journaling comes in handy, huh? So I get my notebook out and I get a list together. And this is something I think, this is the part I really think that can like help a lot of people in a lot of situations, a lot of relationships, not just marriage, business partnerships, your relationship with your community, things that you want to see happen in the world. So I get a piece of paper out and I write a list on the left. And at first, as I was writing it, I was like, she ain't gonna like none of this. I wrote a whole list of everything that's pissing me off about Brianna. I'm like, I don't like when she cuts me off. And then I wrote why. I don't like when she cuts me off because I don't even remember what I said. And then what else was it? I was like, I don't like, I felt like I was just complaining. I was like, every time I say something, she says the opposite. So I was like, I think I wrote on a piece of paper, if I said the sky's blue, she may say, well, today it could be purple. I think I wrote that on the thing. I was like, if I say, let's go left, I feel like she says go right. She's always just giving me the opposite or whatever. That's getting on my nerves.
I don't know if people think that we love each other.
No, this is actually what real love looks like, right? So I was just like writing all these things I was just so annoyed about. And then I wrote this long list. Well, I took the stuff I was frustrated about with the argument, but then I just started writing all other things, like anything that may come up that I get frustrated about with you. And so I wrote it out and I allowed myself to just let it out. And I think this is a big key for men, because is this what women do with each other?
Yeah. It was funny you were saying that earlier when we were talking just about like the safe space for men and stuff. And it's like women will just, it just comes out. And we don't need to like, hey, it just will come out. And usually like the other woman is just like sitting there listening. And it's like you're able just to like get it all out. And usually after that, you feel like a little better. It's like, okay. Because then what you have thinking in your mind, when you're able to like verbalize it, some of the stuff that you're actually upset about sounds silly. So then you're able like to calm down because you're talking to somebody else. And hopefully you have someone of equal value or higher value that is, you know, giving you positive feedback about what you're saying, or any feedback that can help you kind of calm down, or what's not with the word resonate, like actualize, I guess, like what's going on and stuff.
Or get clear on it. Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Sometimes women will go to other women that will kind of feed into that negative, so it doesn't like really help as much. So
yeah, as you're bringing up, I was thinking about like who was it that said, you know, if you're looking at dating somebody, or you know, courting or whatever you want to call it, look at when things get tough, who does she go to?
It was Patrick.
That's Patrick. Yeah. It's like, who does she go to? It's like, does she go to a bunch of women that are like, let's go out to the club and let's go, you know, whatever, right? That's why you don't got no ratchets in your circle, right?
Do you?
Put on the list when I ask you a question. No, but yeah, like who's in your corner that you're going to, because it's, I mean, there's been times where we're back and forth, and you go to Vicina and I go to Chris or somebody, maybe Davern or really Manny, you know, and like if I wasn't going to them and I was going to guys that are like, yeah, man, screw her, let's go out and turn up and go to the club or whatever, like that's a disaster, right? Yeah. And so I write the list of all the things I'm frustrated with. Oh, this is what I was going to say. Men, we typically, don't express ourselves because we've been taught that expressing ourselves is weak. Yeah. It's feminine. It's this. So what we do is we bottle things up, and we bottle those things up so we don't ever get that release, right? Yeah. And so what I found happened in that moment, because here's the thing. I'm the same way. When I like, there's times where you try to release to me and I'm like, why is she complaining? Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Like, she's freaking complaining. Like, we just solve it. Let's just freaking solve it. But that's how men are wired. Our job is to just solve problems. Just figure it out. Who cares? It's in the past. Why are we dwelling on it? Let's just move. Yeah. The problem is, what the woman understands that the men don't, is that things have to be released before they can be resolved. Ooh, that's a t-shirt right there. Release it, then resolve it. What's the third word? We need a third R. Release, resolve. We'll figure it out. That's good. What did Deion Sanders say? Yeah, that's when y'all supposed to clap, right?
Perfect your craft. The money's gonna find you. You don't ever have to chase money when you perfect your craft. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to clap right there. Yeah.
But women understand it has to be released before it can be resolved. So what men try to do is we try to resolve before releasing, and that's where it becomes like toxic, I guess you would call it, because you haven't healed, or I guess the releasing helps the healing process, right? Oh, that's a whole nother topic about what's it called? Therapy. Because I think that becomes a challenge too. And therapy is a lot of releasing, but is there resolving? I mean, there should be, right? But anyway, So what I did, I wrote on a piece of paper. I wrote all the things I was frustrated with. I basically...
Renew,
release, resolve, renew. I like it. We'll figure out where to put it. But I was writing on a piece of paper, and I'm basically let's just keep it real. I feel like I'm complaining to myself. That's how I felt. I guess the word should be complaining sounds bad, but that's what I felt like. I'm like complaining, like I don't like her. She get on my nerves. Complain.
Release, expression,
Yeah, venting, all that. So I let it out on the piece of paper on the left side. Once I let it out, I was like, oh, okay, I'm done. Now, I have to go over, and what I did is I put a second column, and I did what? I said all the things that I could do to solve this. Or the question was, how could the intentional version of me, what was the word? Prevent, yes. How could the intentional version of me could have prevented this? How could have the intentional version of me prevented this?
Ever had dreams that you once that you had you.
There we go. Cool. And so then I started thinking, and I was like, well, I don't like when she cuts me off. And then I thought, well, okay, there's two things. One, it frustrates me when she cuts me off. So if I wasn't as attached to my ego, it wouldn't frustrate me as much. And then the other part is if I were to what? Talk less, listen more. If I could just listen more, maybe it would give her a chance to express herself first. Because a lot of times, I mean, you guys see now I'm dominating talking. I talk pretty often. If I were to let her talking and express the things that she's excited about, she may not be as, what's the word? You may not feel the need to like jump in all the time because you've gotten yours out. But a lot of times I'm talking and you're like, bottled up, like, you're excited about something.
I need to share this.
Yeah, and it's like, well, I haven't shared this in 6 hours because you've been talking the entire time, right? So I was like, okay, so I can improve accountability. The next thing was, what did I say? Oh, the choices. Like, if I choose left, you choose right. And I'm like, well, if I had a heightened perspective and I could offer both options or see both options, then when she chose one of the options, it wouldn't frustrate me because I wasn't so short-sighted or I had such a limited perspective. So what I realized is if I was better, all these things wouldn't even be happening. And that, I believe, as men, is where we take our power in leadership. This is the part probably that men do better of, like the solving piece we were talking about. Like the women do more of the release and then the men do more of the resolve. Mm-hmm. The challenge is men try to resolve before release, and then women, and then women just do the release. Yeah. So the way that we're finding that we can break out of this stuff is if the man has the courage to come over and release with be okay with the releasing, right? Mm-hmm. And then now we can move over to the resolution. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, because here's the thing, men, you want your woman to just figure it out. So you want her to come over to resolving, but you won't go over to releasing. No. So, and then the question becomes, well, who's supposed to lead who? Are you waiting for her to come to resolve? Like, well, I want to, you lead me? Or if you're the leader as a man, you should initiate and say, I'm going to come over to the resolving with you. Let's resolve. And then now I can bring you, let's release. And then now we can come over to resolution, right? Mm-hmm. So now lately, when something's frustrating you, what have I been saying? Wait. Has it changed? Have you noticed? Past couple of days.
Was something frustrating you?
No, like let's say something's frustrating you, like business, family, whatever.
Like, tell me more.
No, like, yeah, tell me how you hate it. Like, I'm like, I don't like that either, right? Yeah. But it's not, that's the thing though, I'm not doing it to like, because I feel like when people read these books and stuff, they just do this stuff as like, it's almost like manipulation. Does that make sense? You know what I'm talking about? Where it's like, if a book says do XYZ and she'll like XYZ. Oh. So now the guy in his mind is like, oh, okay, if I want this result, I do this. Yeah. Versus my heart now, I understand it. So I'm like actually in there with you. Does that make sense? Like I actually want to know, like, tell me. And because the problem with men sometimes, because we don't complain, we never get the release. So when you're releasing, I'm like, oh, this is a chance for me to release too. Let me engage. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, I think it's important. I think it's extremely important. I think I started doing it in other things afterwards. Like the next day, I had some frustrations in my business. I had some frustrations. Like there's things that I see in my community, my family, things that are happening in the world around me that I'm frustrated with. But as a man, it's like, don't be frustrated. Don't complain. Just move. And what this has taught me is like, no, I'm allowed to be frustrated. And that's something too. Like I've seen you're frustrated at times. And what do I say? Whenever you're frustrated, what do I usually like? If I see you're upset with something.
Before the past few days?
Yeah.
Oh, kind of just like get over it kind of energy?
Yeah, like get over it, or like, hey, it's in the past, like let it go.
Oh, yeah.
Like life's not over, like we're gonna be okay. Wait, is that it? Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Like we're gonna be okay, like hey, like God's got us.
What pissed me off, because like I need to release. I can't just like move on to the next part. I can't resolve it yet. I need to release it. So it's like not being able to release it keeps it, like going straight to the resolution doesn't help because it's still stuck inside.
And oh man, and here I was thinking like, man, I thought she was I'm just be honest. Like I thought she was a leader. Like why is she dwelling on stuff? Like why is she's just holding stuff? Like this isn't good for us. Like this is bad. Like that's what I'm thinking. Like this is not good because like we can't ever move fast and like like processing issues. Like we're never gonna be able to move fast. We're talking about all these businesses and everything that we want to do, everything we want to build, like everything. Like if y'all knew some of the stuff that's on our life plan, and I'm like, we're never gonna be able to. That's what I'm honestly in my back. I'm like, we'll never be able to, like process this that quickly if she can't resolve things. And it's like, no, bro.
No, bro.
She can resolve, but
She
can you
resolve,
release?
But can you release?
Say it again.
She can resolve, but can you release, bro? Yeah.
Man. Powerful stuff, man.
Powerful stuff.
So yeah, I'm hoping this helps. I think, I really think the what's this thing called? The exercise of like complain. Be okay with complaining for like 30 seconds with your lady, right? And if you're not with your lady, maybe you're single. Do it on a piece of paper. Because that day I did it on a piece of paper, and yeah, allow yourself to like let go, release. But then now talking to the ladies, don't just be complaining and releasing without the next step of what? How do we resolve it? Like what's next from here? Okay, we got with the ladies. Okay, yeah, but I got you, girl. I don't know how y'all do it. It's like, girl, I feel you, girl. I know, like something like that. That's how y'all sound. I know he be tripping, girl, right? However, once that's done, what's the next step? So if there's two options, it should be men be okay with releasing around each other. Stop trying to be macho. Because once you release, you'll resolve. Y'all don't have a problem with that. We don't have a problem with that. Women, after you're done releasing, resolve.
You don't have a problem with the resolve, but you have a problem with the release.
Yeah, so I'm saying men won't have a problem resolving at the end.
Right.
Men have a problem at the beginning releasing. Right. Women, women, make sure y'all resolve once. Don't just sit in it. Ugh. And that's, we were talking about like, maybe we'll get a little sticky.
A lot of men do that too, though.
What? Sit in it?
Yeah.
I know, but then that goes to the whole, like, we talk about victim versus victor mindset.
Yeah.
And, we see it like today in politics, or you have like creatives and business people where it's like you have, I'm not going to say left or right. I'm not going to attribute Republican, Democrat, whatever. Y'all can choose where this falls. But there are certain groups that it's more, we talk about what's wrong and we like, well, this happened and we were wronged. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, like we were wronged in this environment or this time of this country and all this different stuff. And you got another group that's like, that's in the past. Move forward, like let it go. Like, why are we still dwelling in the past? So what happens is the group that's like, stop dwelling is offending the group that's like, no, we need to talk about this. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And they're not understanding each other, and it's different sides of this political spectrum and all this stuff. But it's because both are required. And that's why America, honestly, is so powerful, because you've got a group, you got both. And that's where men and women coming together is so powerful, because men are different than women. Women are different than men. There is a very unique difference when it comes to a man and a woman. And that's why they say one's not better than the other. They're just different. And we have to like embrace that difference in order to build, you know, communities, people, and like this country, you know. Because if not, if we can't get this thing down, the whole country gonna fall apart. And we've seen that. So anyways, I would use it. What do you want to complain about? Complain till you're blue in the face. Once you're blue, resolve it. And it could be things in your family. It could be there's a lot of people. What did C Straight say? We're done being activists. Let's take action, or something like that. Yeah, but I think it's like it's a both, right? Because I think it is like, hey, there's things happening in your city right now that piss you off. You know, we have people rioting and, you know, protests and all this different stuff. And it's like there's things that frustrate us as human beings. Get it out, release, and then find a way to resolve it. Because what I've learned is that if you take accountability as a human being, as a man or a woman, especially in the country that we live in, where most of us are powerful enough to resolve the problems that we care about. Like what's Darius Daniels talks about, the unique discontent. Like if there's something in your country or in your community that you don't like, and you're like, why does no one care about this? Why am I the only one? It's because you were the one that was called to solve that problem. That's a unique discontent. You're discontent about something and it's unique to you. You've been called to solve that problem, but you're not going to solve the problem or resolve the problem if all you're doing is releasing and talking about it. Release, talk, resolve, renew. Cool. Hey, I'm proud of you. I know you say you want to go to bed. Y'all, she wants to go to bed. It's kind of late.
Yeah, it's
midnight. Yeah.
It's the next day.
It's the next day. Well, 30 minutes, was that bad? No. Well, we'll be talking more, y'all. We'll be back. We're doing, you want to share what we're doing?
What are we doing?
Like, we're doing like a group. Like, we're doing like a couple. What is it called?
Got married. Or considering.
So, if y'all know like the Got Milk thing, we're going to be doing like a couples group. It's a partnered like through our church and stuff, but it's going to be called Got Married or Considering. And it'll be like for people who recently got married or are strongly considering this. Or thinking about it. Don't be bringing your date, first, y'all been on one date. Nah, nope. So, all right. Well, thanks for listening, y'all. Peace. See y'all soon.
Bye.